This video is all about renting in Playa del Carmen because a lot of our readers ask, how do I find apartments? And so in this video, we're going to talk about some of the general things that are different in Playa del Carmen. And we're going to talk about the different types of rentals and even talk to some people that offer rental services so you can be guided to the right people. So let's talk about the types of rentals when you come. So there are three types of rentals in Playa del Carmen. There's the type of vacations you come for just a week or a couple of days. That's when you go to Airbnb and rent a place. There's a lot of value for families because you have more space and it's a little more economical. Then you have vacation rentals. Those are a month to 3 months. And there's certain agencies that do vacation rentals in Playa and we can refer you to those. And then there's long term. So that's 3 months to a year. That might be a little harder to find because there's not a lot of people working in that, but we'll introduce you to someone that works with rentals for long term. So the most important thing about renting in Playa is location, location, location. If you're coming for a short-term, even a short-term vacation rental, you want to be in the downtown because everything is concentrated here. It's close to go grocery shopping. And if you're here on vacation, you want to go to all the touristic things. If you're staying long-term, which is from 3 months to a year or longer, you also kind of want to be close to the center unless you have a car. Most people don't come with a car. So in our article attached to this video below, we'll have a map of all the best areas to rent it in Playa del Carmen and some of the areas that are nice, but you might need a car. So we'll have that in our article as well as links. So be sure to check out our article with this video. So if you're coming to rent in Mexico, there are a few things that are different, especially if you're coming from Europe, Canada, or the United States. Here are some things that are special to Mexico. Most apartments come with furniture, even basic apartments, because Mexico is not that mobile of a country. And so people that need an apartment are usually first time out of their home, so they need some furniture that they'll have for them. So there's basic furniture, even in basic apartments. If you're gonna rent something, let's say it's 10,000, 12,000 pesos, which is about $500, $600, there's issues with maintenance, and we see this come into play all the time on Facebook. People complain about their landlords, they don't want to fix anything. Usually how it works with the cheaper apartments, if something breaks, you're responsible to repair or replace the part that broke. The philosophy is, well, it broke while you were there, so you have to fix it. The landlord will bring in someone, a repair person, to put the part in. Let's say it's a leaky faucet or something. That's just something you have to feel out if you're renting. You have more issues like that if you're renting cheaper. The more you pay, the less you have to worry about those things. But that's just some of the things that are different in Mexico for renting. The other thing is how repairs are done with speed. A lot of people complain online that their air conditioner's been broken for a week. They don't want to pay their rent. A lot of repairs by landlords, it takes time because sometimes they have to find someone, and a lot of people are scheduling 3 days in advance, 4 days in advance. So it's hard to get repair people to come fast, or it just might be a landlord that doesn't really care that much about the apartment, or it's something that's not that important because you're renting the apartment, not a specific thing that needs to be fixed, and people complain about it all the time. So you have to balance it out. Don't be a Karen, but also don't get run over by landlords. So it's a whole mix of things that are a little different in Mexico you have to get used to. But the biggest thing is patience and take your time. Look for a good apartment, look for a good landlord or owner that's gonna deal with you in a respectful way. So unfortunately, we have to put this part in the video because there are scams and we want our readers and followers to be the best educated people about renting in Playa del Carmen. Now, if someone is Canadian or American and they speak English, that doesn't mean you have to trust them. If you post on Facebook that you want an apartment and you start getting private messages, make sure it's someone that is reputable. Now, there are a lot of people that will send messages and rush you, like, I have an apartment, you have to come, I have someone else coming at 4 o'clock. If you put down a deposit, this can be yours. Don't let anybody rush you. Take your time and make sure there's a good contract. The contracts are for your protection and the owner's protection. So you want to read them, know what's included in the apartment so you know what costs are. So these are a few things to avoid scams for rentals in Playa del Carmen. We're here with Laura. She is a licensed rental agent here in Playa del Carmen. And so many people are looking for apartments in Playa, especially long-term, whether it's 3 months to a year, and that's kind of her specialty. So we want to talk to her. Now, all disclosure open, we do know each other. We've been friends for how long?
For more than 5 years, I guess.
I think
yes.
6 years or
Yeah.
so. But that only shows you, we only put people on our website that we like and are our friends and give good service to our readers. So that's why we're having her on, not just because she's a friend, but she will give excellent service to our readers. So you have started in the rental business in Playa del Carmen.
Yes.
And what areas do you specialize in?
I specialize in the long-term rentals. We are offering this service. We offer many options for even owners or people that is looking for a place to rent for more than 3 months or 6 months or 1 year.
So if someone has just bought a place in Playa and they need someone to help rent it out, you have excellent service for that as well. You're looking for more owners, correct?
Yes, it's correct. So we want to extend our inventory. Actually, we have many good properties in the area in downtown, but we want to grow in because our also request, the people is requesting more places to stay, and we have a very good opportunity here in order to grow the business and help people to find beautiful places to spend for a couple of times, and enjoy Playa del Carmen and all the good things that it has.
And what areas of Playa do you want to work in or specialize in?
We have a lot of requests about ocean or beachfront properties. So we would like to have more inventory in this area.
And just to be clear, you don't do short-term rentals. So this is more for people coming to live or have time to stay here in Playa del Carmen.
Exactly.
And it's mostly the downtown and Playa Car?
Yeah, includes Playa Car.
Okay.
Yes.
And when people come to you and say, hey, I need an apartment, what are average prices right now in Playa del Carmen?
Well, it depends if it's a studio or 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms, and also depends on the amenities. But I've been finding in the last months that people are looking for 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms on top of the studios.
Okay.
Yes.
And about how much do those go for now?
Well, you can find studios for 20,000 pesos a month, but it could be more. It's also depending on the amenities of the place that offer. Or 1 bedroom, for example, you can find from 22,000 pesos to 30,000. It depends on the area, it depends on the amenities and other things.
And as far as what time to rent in Playa, when are the more expensive times or high season?
Yes, of course. High season, and it started approximately on November when the prices going up.
So if somebody comes in July and says, I want to rent for a couple months and maybe change, they shouldn't change in the high season because then it's going to be really hard to find another apartment, right?
Yes, well, I've been seeing different things. Different things are happening in Playa del Carmen because I think it's not regulated completely. So, but I've seen many people that they change the prices depending on the month. For example, if somebody wants to stay 1 year, they say, okay, you pay from, if they are starting on July until November or December, you pay this amount of money, and then on December, January, February, March, you pay this amount of money. That's the agreement at the end. The owner decide to do that.
And a lot of people coming to Playa have come into scams because not everything is perfectly regulated here.
Exactly.
How do people avoid scams when looking for rentals in Playa?
Well, first, they have to, we always introduce ourselves as a licensed agents. In fact, I always say to the people, every person that contact me, I try to show them my license to see that I have education before and I have the experience to do this job. But many people just offer the units without knowledge. And also, it's very important to never give a deposit without seeing the unit, or to make sure that this person is really have this unit to rent.
Very good advice for our readers. Do you have any other advice for people looking to rent in Playa?
I suggest that if they have various specifications, like for example, if they have pets, or if they wanna washer and dryer in unit or in building, because many people are like different, be specific of what they want. So the search is more easy, and the match between the condo and the tenant will be more easy to do it, and more close to the people what is looking for.
And of course, she has lived here, so she knows the best areas of Playa del Carmen to rent in and what's close, grocery stores and everything.
Yes.
Because that's important in Playa for services, access to the beach.
I will tell everything they ask me because I love my place where I live. I love Playa del Carmen. I've been living here for 16 years, I think a little bit more. But I know the places. I've been seeing how is changing this place, the new places. I love to go to restaurants to spend time with my friends or family and to the new places. And so you can ask me whatever you want about Playa del Carmen.
So you can see she's a perfect person to talk to. That's why we have her on. And we want to talk to your boss as well, because get some more information about your company and more apartments in Playa and information.
Yes, okay.
Thanks
Thank you
for
so much.
to us.
Yes.
This is just one of the apartments that Laura represents in Playa del Carmen. This is a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo that is also a lock-off, so it can be rented as a 1-bedroom. There's great outdoor spaces, and it's well furnished, even down to the pots and pans in the kitchen. And it has one of the nicest pools in all of Playa del Carmen. This is Susie. She actually owns the management company here in Playa.
Hi.
How long have you been in Playa?
Oof, how long have I been in Playa? About 13 years, and they have gone like that. Crazy.
And how did you get started doing rentals?
I started seeing just a need in the market for the type of rental services that we offer, which is the focus of like long-term rentals. Because everybody is very much into doing the short-term vacation rentals, and that long-term rental market has been very neglected. And it's a market that is very much in demand because, I mean, the world has changed, right? So now people can work from far away. They don't need to be in an office, and they don't need to be in one place. They can go all over. And they don't want to stay in a hotel. I mean, I wouldn't want to stay in a hotel, you know. You want something that feels like home. And that's where this market just started to flourish. And seeing the need for that, we decided to start, you know, providing that service. And it's very much like guest service oriented, which that has been my background for many, 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 many years. Just to be able to give somebody like the experience to make them fall in love with Playa, just as I have.
And the big thing that people ask about is contracts. How do you legally protect both the owner and the renter for setting up renting in Mexico?
Sure. Well, first of all, we do background checks on both because it's important to do. You need to make sure that the property that you're offering on the market is actually owned by the person that is offering it to you to put in the rental market. So, I mean, we do the research on, you know, like the contracts, the IDs, everything that pertains to that and that we're able to prove. I mean, I have my lawyer revise it just to make sure. And then on the renter's end, we like to ask, and we do ask for financial statements for them to show us the ability that they do have the money to pay the rental amount. And then we have contracts that are signed by both parties, making it a legal instrument. The contracts were revised by the attorneys. I mean, they drafted them and then they have been revised, they're approved. And we put in there all the stipulations that are required. And it's a document that will hold up in a court of law if there is a need. We haven't had something like that, you know, knock on wood, that's how it's going to stay. But we definitely want to make sure that owner of the property and tenant are both protected equally, and we do all the due diligence that is necessary for that to happen.
Something that comes up a lot in Playa on forums, people say, hey, I rented this apartment and the landlord won't give me my money back, my deposit. How do you protect or gear the mindset for the renters and the owners so that that process goes smoothly?
Okay, so we do put a stipulation in the contract, and we do put a specific amount of time for that deposit to be returned. Me and Laura, we're not going to work with a property owner that is not going to agree on a separate agreement with us to do things how we need them to do it. And that includes also the return of the deposit. We do put a 30-day period in order to make sure that like all the bills are paid. that there were really no damages that were done to the unit, which, I mean, we do a walkthrough at the beginning, at the end, we take photos, we do all these things. But like the big thing is with the bills, and just to make sure that like those incidentals didn't happen. And then once that happens, it does take a month, but it always goes back. It always goes back.
And something that's different in Mexico is renting. So what things for people coming from Europe or United States or Canada, what things are different when renting apartments in Mexico?
So, well, one of the things that, first of all, you need to find somebody that is licensed that can help you, because those people that are licensed, first of all, is what the law is what the standard is. Not everybody is like that. And you want to make sure that all the things in the contracts that are stipulated, that are drafted, they should be in English and in Spanish, I mean, and that's how most of them are, because most people either speak English or Spanish, but so that both parties can understand it. So we definitely want to make sure that you do that, and that you go and inspect the property, and then having an intermediary, that third party, which in that case would be us, to be able to be witness and to just check and verify that everything is as it should. Because sometimes, especially with places that can be, on like Airbnb or something, when you're doing everything remotely, that you're not talking to somebody, that is only on the computer online, I have seen some scary things. I have seen some very scary things. So try to find somebody that is doing it in person, and that is going to take your phone call anytime that you need to, because there are things that happen. Maybe there's a little cockroach or something that needs to be fumigated. So when you are like talking to a computer that might or might not answer because you already paid them, there's not that very many protections. So just if you can find somebody that is here in person, that is taking you around the property, that shows you that not only does the contracts, but that anytime that they call, the person in charge is answering, then it's gonna like also help you be protected. And like I said, and do the rentals from people that have like those direct listings, or that they have like access to the owner in case they need to answer for something that maybe is not working properly.
And another big thing in Playa is energy, the electric bill, water, cable.
Yes.
So how does that work with a lot of your apartments?
Okay, so what we like to encourage, but it's always up to the owner, is to include all the services with the exception of electricity and water in some cases. Sometimes the water bill might be included in the maintenance fees of the whole property. So in that case, then, I mean, there's no need to pay for outside water. But electricity and water are the two highest ticket items, because they're based on consumption of the tenant. If it's a responsible tenant that is not, like abusing the air conditioner, or because unfortunately electricity is expensive here. When the tenant is responsible, then they're going to be more conscious of it, and it's very difficult to gauge what would be like an adequate cost to put in to cover that in the rent. So it's just better to leave it out. And it's very normal. I mean, even when you do it in the States or Canada, you're always responsible to pay for all the bills. Here, we try to encourage the owners, like I said, to include everything except of water and electricity. And but sometimes they want to charge for all the services. So it really depends. But that's what we encourage to. So it's more simple, and it's like a clear transaction.
And what services do you offer for owners that have a place that they need to rent out?
Okay, so for the owners, well, first of all, we are the ones that do all the meet and greet. So we're gonna meet every single tenant. We're gonna come to the property, do all the inventory of all the, the plates, the cups, the glasses, the towels, everything that comes in the unit that is gonna be for usage inventory-wise. We take photographs. We also come at the end when the term of the rental ends, like the day before, to do a walkthrough as well, and be able to take photographs to make sure that things are as they should be, that they were returned the same way that they were delivered. If there are problems with that you might need fumigation, or you might need transportation, or you might need certain things, we are able to provide that service because we do have contacts throughout the areas. I mean, even for tours and things like that, that's something else that we can do, because I mean, Laura, awesome. She used to, also knows like all the divers and all the shops here. So that's something that can also, we can help them, or at least point them in the right direction for them to be able to go. And just on those basic management services, utilities are paid by the tenants, but we make sure, like I said, at the end, that all those bills are paid, that is up to date, and that is not going to be costing the owner extra money because somebody left without, paying their electric bill.
And we're in one of your rental units right now. Can you tell us about this beautiful apartment?
Yes, of course. This is a fantastic brand new construction that is only a block away from the ocean, guys. It's so pretty. It's right there. It's a very reputable developer in the area. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom unit. It is lock-off, so I mean, the owner can choose to, just the owner, not the tenant, you can rent just one piece as a 1-bedroom, like big suite with the kitchen and living area. Or if you just have somebody that is coming in, say for like a month, there are people that just need the bed. So it has like 2 different ways that you can rent this property. Close to Fifth Avenue, close to all the restaurants. You can almost jump into the ocean, very, very close. There is an amazing pool upstairs that just overlooks the entire Caribbean. It's fantastic. And I mean, you'd be crazy not to come and stay here. So, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Thanks for watching our 2 interviews. We didn't want to cut too much of the information because there was so much important details that we want you to have the information when you're coming to rent in Playa. And if you're a property owner and looking for someone to represent you with rentals, well, this is a great agency. Or if you're looking to rent, we certainly recommend them. With all this information in our video, we hope you were able to find an apartment or condo that you like in Playa and you enjoy your time here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you online.